Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hotlap Classic Remastered. We are continuing our look at the Project A-Spec cars with the 1999 Arrows A20. This is the second Formula 1 car to come to our course, and this one would finish 9th in the 1999 Constructors' Championship. Normally, that would mean I would showcase the Minardi Ford first, which was the car that finished 10th in the Constructors. However, to be honest with you, the Arrows should have been the last car in the Constructors. If the Supertech didn't blow up so easily, and if the Minardi didn't blow up at times when it really shouldn't have done, the Arrows would have been comfortably last, because this was the worst F1 car of 1999. Made by a team that didn't really have a lot of money, TWR. It did have a very cool livery. I love the Repsol, the front end of this. The Repsol colours are so nice. I really wish they'd feature on more racing cars. And of course, the infamous T-, which was, I believe his name was Prince Malik. He showed up and said, "Hey, Arrows, I'm going to give you 37 million to put my name on the side of your car." And they went, "Yeah, okay." And didn't fact check who the guy actually was or whether he did actually have $37 million. Turns out he didn't, and then ran. And now has been in prison a few times, and I think he even did something with a NASCAR team. But anyways, he's back in Nigeria now, so that's good. And he can't harm Arrows anymore, because Arrows obviously went bankrupt with the help of another sponsor they picked up this year, Morgan Grenfold, which didn't end well. Anyways, the Arrows A20, as I mentioned, second F1 car to take on our course. This is not going to be as quick as the Supertech. You may also notice when I read out his name, I didn't read out an engine. That's because this car is actually powered by an Arrows engine, weirdly enough. And of course, it was the only car to do so, because no other team was stupid enough to take that. Anyways, mid-engined rear-wheel drive, 712 horsepower, 600 kilograms. Now, this is about 50 horsepower down on most of the other F1 cars. And it should be mentioned at this point, while this car is obviously going to be slow compared to the other F1 cars, it is still a Formula 1 car, so this should still be pretty quick around our course. Anyways, to find out how quick the Arrows A20 is, it is going to be getting 6 laps of the Motorsports Land tracking mods at the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set the time of a 25.696. The Arrows A20 is unlikely to beat that, because the BAR01 did not beat that. And the BAR01, speaking of which, has been the quickest A-Spec car so far, a 26.270 there. So, what we're sort of expecting from this, if I had to guess, 50 horsepower down on the BAR01. Obviously, there's some slight chassis deficiencies there as well compared to that car. I want to suspect this is going to get like 26.5, 26.8 on its first flyer. Again, now while that is 0.6 slower than the BAR, it is worth pointing out with that time, this would still be the 5th fastest car around this course ever. So, again, slow F1 car, but quick compared to everything else, because that's how that works. Even the worst Formula 1 cars are going to be a damn sight quicker than almost every other race car, because, well, it's the pinnacle of motorsport. It's what you build the cars for, to be the fastest, not in outright speed, obviously, but, you know, throughout a lap, these are just the quickest cars, because there's no real incentive to build anything quicker than a Formula 1 car. You absolutely could, because the regulations are, you know, not unlimited, but why would you do that? What are you going to gain? You know, great, you could do an Adrian Newey and build a Red Bull X2010, but what are you going to use it for? Where's it going to race? Where's it going to, you know? And that's why Formula 1 cars are the best in terms of sort of out-and-out track performance, because there's never any incentive for anyone to go any less quick. Alright, final lap in the Arrows. I do have to say, all of them do drive differently, these F1 cars. Although you do have to sort of drive them back to back to really notice all of the intricacies and the differences. The Arrows definitely has less grip than the BAR. You can tell around the corners it just isn't quite as hooked up as that is, but obviously it really isn't by much. And 26.867, it's an okay time. I think there's a little bit of time in that, definitely. It's just obviously trying to get the lap time out of it while being controlled is the issue with the Formula 1 cars. Yeah, a little bit topsy-turvy on the lap time. Probably, what does that suggest? Like a 0.5 in there. But I sort of set our first lap in it, and one of them got close. The, yeah, fractionally off on that 26.895 run. I do think a 26.8 high. I don't think this is beating the TTLM edition, though, to be honest. So, yeah, like I said, comfortably the slowest of the F1 cars. You'll also notice compared to the BAR there, the max speed of the car is 10 kilometers an hour slower. So that's also definitely going to hurt it in the long run. Anyways, a 26.867 will place this into 5th place. It's still only one of 5 cars to break under the 27-second barrier. Goes in between the Audi TT LM Edition and the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition, Quickline F2 LM Edition, the other GTO LM Edition, R390 GT1 LM Edition, Celica Rally Car. And so it is still plainly a very fast car, and it is still almost a second quicker than the Audi R8C, which in turn was also a very quick car, but compared to that BAR Supertech, it just isn't near it in terms of out-and-out performance, which is sort of what you would expect. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.